Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Tormentum Dark Sorrow. In the last episode, we got the blueprints for the sword. We just need the star metal, and I believe we now have the means to get that. I think the star metal is beneath here. This is the only thing we have left to do. It fits. Now I just have to align the discs correctly. Okie doke. So I see what the puzzle wants me to do. Okay. I'm really not very good at sliding puzzles. Okay, you move over there. We need to get... That one goes up there, this one goes there. I think if I can get that one down... And then I can just circle these. No. Oh dear. I need to swap these two. There we go. I think that should... There we go. Maybe? Oh dear, whoops. There we go. Something's emerging. This must be the star metal. I can head back to the blacksmith now. He will know what to do with it. Excellent. So with this, we should be able to get through the sculpture. I actually don't think there's much of this game left. Everything has been leading to that sculpture. Bring me the metal I can use to forge the star sword. Okie doke, mate. The blacksmith devotedly begins crafting the sword. The notes I collected at the Mad Painter's Cathedral have proven very useful. Here it is. Here is the sword I forged for you. Drive the blade into the sculpture on the hill. If the stories are true, a passage should be revealed to you. Good luck. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. I have taken the star sword. The blacksmith did a fine job. That he did. I kind of want to see... Oh, he is dead. The least he deserved was a peaceful death. Yeah, he was an arsehole, but he didn't deserve to be torn apart by the mob. Okay, sculpture. I'm coming for you. Are you okay, madam? Yeah, we've read this before. I'm just... Because she doesn't seem to have had any purpose, so I'm a little bit confused as to why she's there. Oh, lovely. Now then, sinner. Plunge it in. Something's happening. The sword has awakened the sculpture. At last, Stonehand... Yeah, we read that before. Let's head through the portal. Where will this take us? I feel a force lifting me upwards as my body becomes limp. That feeling, as if time had stopped, or had it ever existed. I am blinded by light. I don't know what is happening to me. I felt as if my heart were being ripped to shreds. When I open my eyes, I realize I am somewhere else completely. Oh, wow. And we can't go back. The portal has closed behind us. No way back to Frozen Tears. I had better look around. Oh, wow. So desolate. This is beautiful. So we can go 2 ways. Let's see. Ooh. Oh, wow. Very xenomorph. I love it. 2 mysterious figures cling to the sculpture like moths to a flame. Are you 2 all right? I am pleased to see that you have made it this far. We have been waiting for you. To find the truth, you will need a key. Make your choice. Choose the key of light if you consider yourself a good person with a clear conscience. Choose the key of darkness if it is darkness that lies within your heart. The decision is yours. Remember, the destiny we have is the destiny we are. Oh. We have a key of darkness and the key of light. I'm going through the moral choices that the game has presented us with. We chose to imprison the spider. We distracted the guard rather than killing him. I think that was all there was in the castle. In the wasteland, we gave the egg to the scarecrow, which I know that later came to bite us in the arse in that the great Icarus, it's not a grey Ikari, that's the plural, great Icarus would then go on to side with the castle and betray the people of Frozen Tears, but I still stand by that decision. He lied to us about why he wanted the egg. He didn't say, "Can you please get me that? I'm hungry." He said, "That was mine in the first place, give it back," and we know that to be a lie. So I do think that giving the egg to the Scarecrow was the right decision. We gave the crown to the lizard, rather than the weasel who was performing experiments on humans. We freed the human. In Frozen Tears, we saved the paintings and we let the great Icarus die in peace. And we freed the jester rather than allowing him to be experimented on by the mage. I think we've made good choices here. I have taken the key of light. My conscience is clear. Okie doke. Oh, wow. Oh, that is insane. That is so cool. Oh, but beautiful. I love it. I love it so much. I hope you are ready to know the final truth. From this point on, there is no return. Crawl deep down into a place where either good or evil shall open the doors of your destiny. Oh, wow. They seem fused to the ground, staring in horror at the many-headed beast. They look as if there were no more hope for them. Can I? No, I wanted to see if I could click on the, people who are kind of leashed to him. Oh, yeah, I think we just have to go forward here. Crawling on my knees, I squeeze through a tunnel completely devoid of light. Under my hands, I can feel bones scattering on the slippery surface. My nostrils overwhelmed by the stench of rotting flesh. The only thing I find at the end of the tunnel is a ladder, leading further down. I have no choice but to take it. As I descend the ladder, I notice an elevator. Again, we can't go back. We can only go forwards. I get the feeling that the game ending is a lot closer than I thought it was. As I enter the elevator, I lose track of time. The ride down seems to have no end. The initial excitement gives way to frustration. Is this some form of punishment? Everyone I have met during my journey has begun to return in my memory. Some of the memories are connected with regret. Were my actions always right? I will never know. The elevator continues to descend the never-ending abyss. Slowly, I fall into the arms of Morpheus. In my dream, I see an old man who, at the end of his life, understands the concept of hell, the wasted chances, all the opportunities we miss during our lifetime. He keeps wondering how his life would look today had he seized all the opportunities he missed. But this cannot be done. There is no second chance. Upon this realization, he plunges into sorrow, which will last an eternity. I am overtaken by the paralyzing fear that I might be that old man. At this moment, I wake up. The elevator has suddenly slowed its descent. You want our key? How does this bear against the weight of my soul? Oh, hello! Long have I waited for you, but you have finally succeeded in wading through the remnants of your memory to find me. This place is buried deep underground, just as your memories are in the chasm of your consciousness. I assume you have many questions, as does every lost soul who enters here. You might prefer to disbelieve, but your body has long since been consumed by the earth. Everything you have experienced in the castle, in the wastelands, in frozen tears, it was just a spectacle, a projection of your shattered memories. A unique world, created solely for the purpose of determining whether the nature of your soul can still change. You must wonder what events led you here. Be warned, the truth may be cruel and difficult to accept. Jealousy. This was the catalyst of your deeds, leading to your tragic end. Behold, the final moments of your life. Your obsessive jealousy drove you to murder your beloved, killing yourself soon afterwards. You had no courage to live with a sin so heavy, choosing instead to escape. With your cowardly act, you closed 2 books. This was another and final display of cowardice. Deep within their soul, anyone knows too well that although suicide might be a solution, it is a truly shameful one. And when all seems lost, it is more honourable to be defeated by life itself than suffer death by your own hand. Okay. Did not see the story going in this direction. I'll save my thoughts until the end. I'll just carry on. In effect, your soul arrived into a world formed from the fragments of your memories, dreams, and nightmares. All this so you could redeem your sins, prove that you are worthy of salvation, or confirm that you deserve eternal damnation. You were given another chance. Let us see if you succeeded. You saved your fellow prisoner, even though you did not have to. His heart was not pure, but no creature truly deserves death. You were being told to kill the woman trapped in a cage, but you chose to act rationally. You repaired the door to the spider's den while you could have opened it. You avoided unnecessary bloodshed. You did not kill the Horned Knight, even though the means to do it were right in front of you. You saved the being from the crossroads from dreadful torment. You freed the man imprisoned at the bottom of the well. You gave the crown to the lizard from the tower. You chose well. He was a very wise being, incapable of using the crown's power to do wrong. You let the Icarus die in peace. You lied in order not to reveal his hiding place, but you are forgiven. Your intentions were noble. The paintings meant a lot to the painter. Their restoration was a drop of joy in a sea of sorrows for this old man. The jester's heart was shrouded by darkness, and yet you were able to forgive him and gave him a second chance. The decisions you had to make during your journey were put before you to test your corrupted soul. By your deeds, you have proven you are worthy of salvation. You have been given a second chance, and you have used it well. You may now join your loved one, but will she forgive you?
A curse, I can't be helped. Go on, do your worst. I'm under your spell. Hold me till it hurts. I close my eyes. Wrap me in your words and say you're mine. I won't ever let you slip away. From my head, it's like I'm in a dream when I'm awake. Calling your name, and I'll keep reaching, holding on, 'cause I won't ever let you slip away. From my hands, smoking gun, I burn for you. Baby, we can run, got nothing to lose. I won't ever let you slip away. From my head, it's like I'm in a dream when I'm away. Calling your name, and I'll keep reaching, holding on, 'cause I won't ever let you slip away. From my hands, you're my sun in the night, you'll keep me alive, reason my heart pounds. I will never die. You shine like a light. You take me so high. Now I'm on the ground, miles away inside. Just like I'm in a dream when I'm away. Calling your name, and I'll keep reaching, holding on, 'cause I won't ever let you slip away. From my hands, I won't ever let you slip away. I won't ever let you slip away.
there we go. That was Tormentum Dark Sorrow. As you may have guessed from my little outburst during the ending, I have some very strong feelings about how this game ended. I'm feeling pretty disappointed right now because I was really enjoying this. For the majority of this game, I was having a great time. My enjoyment levels were at like a 7 or 8 out of 10. And then the ending happened and that rating dropped down to like a 2. I actually ended up making a list during the credits of the things I liked, the things I was kind of ambivalent on, and the things I hated, just to try and keep this as concise as I can. First things first, the art. Every background was a joy to look at. There was always something new and interesting. I loved it. The music was also fantastic. It suited the game perfectly. And I think the fact that Tormentum was made by 3 people is so impressive. They should be really proud of themselves. The things I was kind of ambivalent about, the puzzles were pretty easy. And that isn't a bad thing in and of itself. Sometimes you want an easy point and click so that you can just let your brain go on autopilot while you look at the pretty backgrounds. So I didn't really mind that. There were a few times where the English translation was a little off, but again, I can give them a pass because if I had to make a game in Polish, it would be a literal garbage fire. And despite the occasional bad grammar, I always understood what I was reading. They always got their meaning across. Okay, on to the bad. The ending. I have a lot to say about this. Personally, it felt like the ending was tagged on. Like they got to the end of the game and the 3 of them all looked at each other and said, "Shit, we don't have an ending. What films have you 2 watched recently?" "Well, I watched The Wizard of Oz, and I watched that one M. Night Shyamalan film where Bruce Willis was dead the entire time." Perfect. Mash them together. And because of that, the ending comes completely out of nowhere. The whole, this world was based on your memories, it just doesn't work here, in my opinion. It can work. It can absolutely work. But it doesn't here because we're playing as a total amnesiac. And that's even more frustrating because that is such a simple fix. Just make the protagonist a partial amnesiac and boom, sorted. 4 lines. That's literally all it would take is 4 lines and the ending would have been set up for the player. Here's how I would do it. The first time the protagonist enters, let's say the kitchen in the castle, a text box pops up and the protagonist says, "Odd, this place feels so familiar, but I am certain that I've never been here before." Then, after the protagonist talks to the weasel, you know, where he asks you to prepare the poisoned meat and all of that, the protagonist says, "I'm not sure why, but this creature reminds me of a dear friend. His wife recently passed away and he was really struggling. I wonder how he and his son are doing." Then, in the weasel's hut, when you click on the family picture, the weasel says, "She's beautiful, isn't she? That was my wife. She died not too long ago, and I was in a very dark place for a long time. But I've got to focus on my son now." Then the last line would be in frozen tears, maybe when the protagonist enters the part of the village that's on fire, and he says, "I know I've seen this place before, but I could swear I've never been here. Something strange is going on." That, combined with the dream sequence, would lay down enough groundwork for the player so that the ending wouldn't seem so jarring. I also really hated that this ended with an info dump. It treats the audience like they're thick. So, my background is in theatre studies. That is my area of expertise. And when you're doing theatre, you show the audience. You don't tell the audience. I'm going to describe to you a scene from Cabaret, okay? Once where you treat the audience like they have brains, and then again but you spell everything out for the audience. Tell me which is better. The main female lead, Sally, is on stage, looking a bit nervous. The main male lead, Cliff, enters and goes to her, telling her that he knows they've had their differences, but she's pregnant with potentially his child and he wants to make a go of it with her. That she should come with him to America so that they can raise the child together. And all through this monologue, Sally looks at him guiltily as she slowly raises her hands to cover her stomach. Cliff finally notices her expression, looks down at her hands, and then back up to her face. No, you didn't. Not that. Anything but that. Versus the exact same scene, except when Cliff says, "Come with me to America and we'll raise the baby together," Sally just goes, "Well, we can't because I've had an abortion, so there." The first is infinitely more effective. Yes, some members of the audience may not pick up on the subtext, but you can't treat every audience member like an idiot because a couple don't get it. So the fact that right at the end, this game decides to go, "Okay, we're gonna tell you the plot now, are you sitting comfortably?" I'm like, why? Why would you do this? And it's especially odd as the game does a fantastic job of showing the audience rather than telling them earlier in the game. The situation with the Great Icarus and the Storm Egg. It would have been so easy to have one of the other characters say, "Oh, by the way, the Great Ikari eat eggs and they're all liars and manipulators." But instead, that information is in a book that the player might miss. So it seems very odd to me that they were showing not telling the audience earlier in the game, and then right at the end, they dumb everything down. The last nitpick that I have with the ending... Oh god, how do I word this? How I interpreted it, they were basically saying, you killed someone, and that was kind of a dick move. But then you had the audacity of hurting yourself? What a bastard. You have to be tested to see if your soul should go to heaven or hell. And I'm just like, are we glossing over the fact that we took another person's life? Is that not important? Are we seriously saying that committing suicide is worse than committing murder? Because on a personal level, I think that that is absolute bullshit. I know I would much rather have a family member who committed or attempted to commit suicide than a murderer. Or someone who touches kids. There are way worse crimes than taking your own life. And the fact that the game treats the murder of that lady as an inferior crime is so stupid to me. I'm not sure why the game went in this direction. I don't know if this is based off of the philosophy of Immanuel Kant, or if this is because the Roman Catholic Church is still a pretty big deal in Poland. And I get it. I was raised Roman Catholic myself. I know that they say that the greatest sin a person can commit is killing yourself, but I just disagree with that. I was loving this game. I was having a great time, and then the ending just really ruined this experience for me. It was just super disappointing. Don't really think I'm all that interested in playing the sequel after how this one ended. I think I'm just going to avoid that. Okay then, now what game are we playing next? Well, tomorrow we will be getting started with Oxenfree. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.